Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be designing a line vertical planner layout for the next week of April in my health and fitness planner. So come plan with me. And I've got some overlay ink tape stickers ready to go, along with some stat sticker options, these round circle stickers, this happy planner sticker book, and these Planning sticker books, which I'll pull from. Okay, let's go ahead and get started by laying down some wax paper to figure out this week's design. I do have something in mind, but I will say overall, the final result of this spread was not how I envisioned exactly, but the main portion of it is, so I decided to post it, just for more educational reasons so that you guys can maybe get some ideas for your own spreads. Maybe not copy this one exactly. But I had found these circle stickers in my stash and thought that they would make a nice base for some of the Planning stickers that just came out in her new summer sticker books. So that's what we're going to try and see if we can make that work. The theme I'm going for from this summer fun sticker book is this camping outdoorsy theme, even though I'm not going camping. Yeah, I'm a long way from going out and being outdoorsy for a while. So I just thought it would be a cute spread to look at, even though, like I said, really not applicable to my life situation at this moment. And as you can see, I'm going to start building out small vignettes within each of these circles, kind of about that whole outdoorsy feel. Some of the stickers are already large enough to fill the whole circle without me having to add them. And then there's a few smaller ones that I will be combining together to make little collages. So I had that, and I think that idea was actually a really cute and good idea. Then when I started bringing in these overlay tapes, I don't know, I just didn't end up liking how they turned out. I pulled a green, a red, and a blue to match up with the circle stickers that I pulled, kind of making that the color scheme. I don't know if it's because it's a 3-color scheme, which is always a little bit less clean looking, or if it's just that the colors aren't an exact match to the circle stickers, so that kind of took away from things, or that the overlay inks look a little bit repetitive because there's no variation in them, but something I just didn't end up liking in the very end when I was done. That said, I thought I would try a few different ways of using them here on the spread. You can see I had some vertically before, and now I'm trying some horizontal there at the top, kind of covering a little bit of the weekday, but not fully. So you can still see through them. You can still see that it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but also gives a little bit more color there. So that's what I was thinking. I was struggling with that a bit, so I decided to take a break from that and go back to the collages, which took a little bit to figure out. There are some repetitive stickers on the page, so there's usually like a larger version, like the tent, for example. There's a large version of the tent with, like a larger fire and a few other little items next to it. And then you have the smaller tent as kind of like a solo sticker. So I was trying to balance out with this, not putting anything that was of the same thing on the same page. So having one tent on one page and one on the other. Same with like the boots and I think the fire, things like that, trying to break them up so they weren't right next to each other. That ended up being kind of tricky, and you'll see I rework a lot of things. I also pulled this Christmas trees and houses sticker book for a couple of mountain type trees to add in here just to really give that camping outdoorsy vibe. but I didn't have many trees that weren't decorated for Christmas, so I actually ended up cutting one up and trying to make it into multiple trees. That sort of worked. You can kind of see those triangular trees look a little bit wonky, but I think in the end it comes across pretty well. I also cut up one other sticker that was like 3 trees side by side in a box, and I took those and altered that so that they could be used in the backgrounds of some of those other stickers as well. I am going to cut out a few items out of this larger sticker here. I had the boots again, and I didn't want them to be so close together, so I just went ahead and cut them out and moved them to the other page, reworking one of those collages. Just really trying to maximize the stickers, but also make it feel like I'm creating like a little scene, or a little, like I said, a vignette of camping life or outdoorsy life. So that, again, took me a little while just to fit everything in and not have any repeats. Also, trying to balance them out was a little bit trickier too. So I did move things around to try to make everything feel balanced. Pretty much the secret sauce that I found, which I mean, I knew it, but I didn't have all of the stickers at my disposal to really make it happen on all of them, was having like 3 main items when I was working with the smaller stickers. There is one sticker here, like here on the end, that ended up being a little bit more. There's 5. And I will rework that sticker in the end, but basically those odd numbers of stickers kind of related to each other in a triangle that always tended to feel the best. So just a design tip, if you're doing collages like this, try to stick with 3 to 5 items, depending on how big they are each time, and kind of make them triangularly related to each other. So, okay, we're moving on to the stat stickers, just because I think I have a good base there for that middle decor. So I decided to pull in those overlay ink tape stickers as a background for the stat stickers, just to have a little bit more color down here at the bottom of the page. I kind of feel like I want to go back and just remove all of those overlay ink tape stickers and just leave the main decor, because I think that came out really good in the center. When it's all said and done, I think it looks really sharp, but I'm so distracted by the overlay tapes, so I don't know. We'll figure it out once the week goes by. My after the pen may look quite a bit different than you're seeing here at the end of the video, but sometimes that's just how it is. It's been a little bit of a chaotic end of the month, start of the new month, and I feel like my creativity is spent. I have design work to do outside of just planning that is also taking my creative juices, if you will, or my creative reserve. So just figuring things out is harder than normal sometimes when you're just constantly doing creative things. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that before, but that's very common with me. Like, I can only have so much good creativity, and then the rest is just do something, you know what I mean? Just make it happen. So I kind of feel like the end of this spread was more of that. But I really did love the ideas that I was trying to do here, especially here in the center decor. And as you can see, I pulled in some quote stickers from the travel sticker book from Happy Planner. Just some small things, again, to kind of reiterate that outdoorsy adventure thing. I didn't really pull a lot of stickers to use for decor anywhere else, so I wasn't really sure if this was going to be enough, which is why I ended up adding more of the overlay tape inks later. Here I'm just trying to see if it would look good if I did the circles open and then put those collages kind of around the circles, which I think would work too, but just would have a very different look to it. So I decided to go with my original idea, which I am not disappointed in. I definitely feel like that was a good decision, but you could go a different way and leave those circle stickers open for whatever. Like I was thinking to leave them for the workouts. So there's some options. Now these stickers I got from I think this was from the Your Creative Studio box that I got. So I don't think that they're sold individually anywhere that I know of, but you can always use just large circle stickers from any sticker book that you have. And these ones here actually have 2 faint lines across for writing in, whatever label you use those for. I'm going to go ahead and white that out with my white pen so it's nice and kind of clean behind those clear stickers. So I've dropped those in pretty much where I think they need to go behind the collages, and now I am dropping in the stat stickers. I'll go back and white out the lines here on the right-sided page, and then get back to the stat stickers, giving that time to dry. Did have to do a little bit of adjustment on the alignment pretty much when I was laying these guys in, so I ended up putting them in individually anyway. And we got that last one in. I'm just kind of using my little sticker spatula that I again got in a box set. That one was from Grabby. Those companies are all linked down below, I believe, in the description if you kind of want to know more about them. But I don't think the spatula is sold separately. And again, these circle stickers is also something that I don't believe was sold separately. So unfortunately, there may not be links for these. So I'm going to start laying in the collage items, and one of the things I was thinking to do originally was to cut them to the size of the circle. But then I got the idea to have some kind of coming out of the circles and then some that were contained within. So I'm going to do a little mix of both. Especially on these larger stickers, I think it looks good to have them almost overflowing the circle and then using the collages to kind of keep the smaller items contained within. I did use a little bit of dry line whiteout for that first circle, but found that it was just a lot easier to do the pen on most of them just to figure out exactly where to put it in, because the stickers usually didn't cross over too much into any one area. So I'll just use that white opaque pen there as well to clean up the backgrounds of the stickers and make them look a little bit more set inside of those circles. I ended up moving them over one by one in most circumstances just to make sure that the alignment was right. Since I didn't put the circles down exactly where they were behind the wax paper, so that just made it a little bit easier for me to make adjustments. And you can see how the white line is really helping things bounce off the background where needed. And this is going to be a good example of one that I'm going to rework and then also trim to size. And for the trimming, I'm going to use my precision cutter. This is one of my favorite tools in my planner stash. It's a really small ceramic cutting knife, and it makes getting clean cuts on the sheet really easy without cutting yourself, like with a Sharpie, with a X-Acto knife, and it can be controlled just like a pen, which is super nice as well. Okay, so we're moved on to the next page, and we're basically just going to keep repeating that process with those stickers. Some I am tucking behind the circle stickers, and then the rest of it I will be whiting out behind when they overflow. Try to give the pen a little bit of time to dry before I stick down the sticker on top of the white pen. It just makes it be a little bit nicer behind. It doesn't like smear or get stuck to the sticker, so that in case I make a change, the sticker can still move without having a big white section behind it. And here is that one that I said I ended up really reworking quite a bit. And that worked out a lot better, just having those 5 items in a different position. I felt like it made a little more sense. And again, just cleaning up anything that came into contact with those lines behind the circle. But for the most part, the areas where it was going to go outside of the circle or overlapped on top of each other, I would do a trim out for. I had also really wanted to use a little bit of texture in and around these circles with those dotted line arrows that were in the travel sticker book. I showed that a little bit earlier. And then when I had all of the overlay inks on the spread, I ended up just really pulling back from that idea. But if I go back and rework this spread before the week begins, I may end up pulling those arrows in, kind of like jumping around from circle to circle, if I pull out all of those other busy items with the overlay inks. I think it's just the color that ended up being such a distraction when we have a lot going on these circles. So that's probably what's going to end up happening in case you are thinking of something similar for your weekly spread. And just finishing out these last collages. Giving those stickers time to dry. Here I had a pretty large area to white out, so I just went ahead and used that dry liner again. And then did clean up with the white pen. And honestly, I think it looks really good. Just wish I, again, had a different plan for those overlay inks. So I was going for more of a color per day, so I'm pulling back in those overlay inks at the top as I had them before, covering up the days of the week. And I'll do some trimming here too on anything that I needed to. I found one that needed a little bit of TLC behind it. And now I'm back into the sticker books. I'm just really looking for something else to make this spread feel a little better. I think a nice large quote would be a good addition. So I'd seen this Explore sticker, and then that's the one I thought I was going to pull, but then saw the Wanderlust and thought that that would be perfect with the red, green, and blue color scheme. So I ended up pulling that one in instead. I'm also going to try these icon stickers, but I started laying those in and realized it was just adding a bit too much detail since the collages had a lot going on as is, that it was just a little too much. So I pulled back on that and then looked for maybe another quote to add to make it 5, which just felt a little better. And again, just trying to wrap things up, looking for any other stickers I might want to pull in. But overall, in the end, I ended up kind of just sticking with what you're seeing there. So that's going to do it for us, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!